All right, so now we want to take a moment and we want to explore how are we going to have our students develop a solution. So there's that bottom portion of your lesson plan. It's your solution development and sharing, but we're just planning the develop part right now, okay? How are they actually going to find a solution? How are they going to come together? That's usually a collaborative process and think of a solution to the problem. So in our climate change model, we did a number of things. So we did a series of different experiences in order to have students come together and create a solution. First, they got to choose a community that they wanted to research to explore the risks. Okay. Usually, if you're doing something a little bit more local, everyone's studying the same information. In this moment, we wanted to have a little bit of choice because we probably have so many different students, and particularly in STEM camp, working together. So you got to choose that community. Then they got to assess the vulnerability and risks. And they did that using by reading an article and then using those sticky notes on that Jamboard to kind of brainstorm. All right. Then we wanted to investigate the options. Well, what's out there? That's when we used that, what would have been a walk around in our classroom, but we used that series of different Google documents and we went through and we made comments as though we were actually observing them in person. So we were investigating like what are other people doing? And then we prioritized using our Google slide, and we had all the different gray boxes and then the blue boxes for consensus. That was an example of a consensus map, like the one that's down here. So then we use that consensus map to say, okay, here's the solution. This is what Chicago needs to do. This is what Denver needs to do. This is what Orlando needs to do. Here's what they need to do. And then here's our consensus. That's our solution. So notice all of those different supports that were built in to really help you make those decisions. All right, so it is your turn now. You're going to go to this portion of your lesson plan. And remember, you're only planning the solution development portion. We're going to talk about how students are sharing the solution in the next part.